Giving all glory and honor and praise to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawah Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teaching this 100% truth. Shalom and salutations to the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000 and the rest of the men, women, and children that makes up the elect. I'm your brother Magun Shalamar. The title of this video will be Amalek will be destroyed off the face of this earth. The Lord said he's going to have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Again, Amalek is the chief tribe of Esau Edom. So this place is going to be destroyed, and the small hats who, starting with the top banking families, international banking families, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Murdochs, DuPonts, Oppenheimers, the Morgans, all of these top banking families, they're going into slavery because they're going to be down in their bunkers. They're going to be the first ones going to be put into slavery. And they're the small hats. They're Amalek. So we're going to go right into this video. It's fair use, not for monetary gain, but for educational purpose only, fair use.
Do you believe that Israel has a right to exist?
Israel does exist. Israel is a recognized member of the United Nations. Besides this, there is not such a thing in international law like a right of a state to exist. Does Italy has a right to exist? Italy exists. Now, if tomorrow Italy and France want to merge and become Ita-France, fine, this is not up to us. What is enshrined in international law is the right of a people to exist. So the state is there, the state of Israel is protected as a member of the United Nations. Does this justify the erasure of another people? Hell no. Not 75 years ago, not 57 years ago, surely not today. Where is the protection of the Palestinian people from erasure, from annexation, from illegal occupation and apartheid? This is what we need to discuss.
Do you believe that Israel has a right to exist?
Israel does exist. Israel is a recognized member of the United Nations. Besides this, there is not such a thing in international law like a right of a state to exist. Does Italy has a right to exist? Italy exists. Now, if tomorrow Italy and France want to merge and become Ita-France, fine, this is not up to us. What is enshrined in international law is the right of a people to exist. So the state is there, the state of Israel is protected as a member of the United Nations. Does this justify the erasure of another people? Hell no. Not 75 years ago, not 57 years ago, surely not today. Where is the protection of the Palestinian people from erasure, from annexation, from illegal occupation and apartheid? This is what we need to discuss.
Do you believe that Israel...
Because, the land over there, Israel, was stolen. It's stolen land. It's been occupied by heathens. You have Amalek over there and you have Ishmaelites. They're over there. They're both occupied. They stole our land, so we're going to go into some scriptures. But this land does not belong to the Amalekites or the Ishmaelites. It belongs to the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indian. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 1. It says, "Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, Ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawah Shai." And that's talking about the mountain of Israel, talking about the people, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indian. There's a peoples before there's a place. It says, "Thus said the Lord Yahawah The Almighty Power, because the enemy have said unto you, Aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession." You see that? It says, I'll read it again. Yahawah The Almighty Power said, because the enemy have said against you, Aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. And that's what this devil Amalek does. You know, they laughed at us. You know, they laughed when we was being taken out of the land, and they laughing now, they scoffing now, calling themselves the people, and they know damn well they're not the people. They know they're a bunch of heathens. You know, 1948ers. You know, Elder Apostle Gabar always go into. You know, the day that they became a state of Israel, they got bombed by the Ishmaelites because they weren't the people. You know, verse verse 3, it says, "Therefore prophesy and say, Thus saith Yahawah The Almighty Power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathens, and you are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people." And that's who we are. We was taken on every side. We became the possession of all these heathen nations. We've been in all the captivities. We've been more than just this last captivity with Esau, Edom. We've been on the Babylonian captivity. We've been under the Medes, the Persian captivity. Been on the Egyptian captivity. We've been on every captivity. All these nations had us in captivity. Every nation had us, the Israelites, in their captivity. It says, "Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahawah the power. Thus said Yahawah the power to the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and a derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about." Right, because that's who's over there, the heathens. They're the ones who occupy the land. They turned that land into a desolation. That land is nothing but waste over there. You see pictures of how Israel looks, man. That place over there, who wants to go there? I would never want to go there. You know, they go over there. That place is wasted. Then you have Tel Aviv with the happy people coming over there every year. You know, that land is destroyed. You know, it says, "Therefore, thus said Yahawah our power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea." So all them heathens over there, the Amalek, Salaki, the Ishmaelites over there, they're the residue of the heathens. They fighting amongst each other. Who's gonna get the straight? Who's gonna get this? Who's gonna get that? You know, and against all Idumea, all of Edom, man, all of the whole mount of Esau, which have appointed my land unto their possession with the joy of all their heart and the spiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. You see? And that's what these devils done over there, man. Nobody want to go to no damn Israel. The Lord said he's going to take his people back to that land. He's going to gather us and place us back in our land. He didn't say go in there. We're going to walk from Germany, walking from Poland, walking from all these countries speaking German and Yiddish and all that shit. You know, look at Benjamin Netanyahu. He changed his name. He's a small hat. Poland, came from Poland. Dad's from Poland. You know, he changed his name and gave himself he called a Hebrew name. You know, that's what he says. But all of them bunches devils, man. Verse 7 says, "Therefore, thus saith Yahawah thy power, I have lifted up mine hand. Surely the heathen that are round about you, they shall bear their shame." And they're starting to bear it now. They're going to bear it even more. Especially when Yahawah Shah comes and destroy that place, and they're going to know who the true Lord and Savior is. A black man. Yahawah Shah HaMashiach. And all his angels going to be black. And they're going to call upon, all these heathens going to call upon his name, Yahawah Shah HaMashiach, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. You see? But we're going to beat that. We're going to beat them to death first. We're going to beat them, and they're going to learn 1,000 years. They're going to get a lot of correction. You know, a lot of work, continual employment. That's slavery, continual. You know, it said, "But ye, O mountains of Israel, ye shall shoot forth your branches, and yield your fruit to my people of Israel, for they are at hand to come. And behold, I am for you, and I will turn you unto me, and ye shall be tilled in soil. Now let's see. We're gonna go down to, for the sake of time, we're gonna go down to verse 16. It says, moreover, the word of Yahawah came unto me, saying, Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it by their own way and by their own doings. Their way was before me as the uncleanness of a removed woman. You see that? So that's why he removed us, man. That's part of the reason why Yahawah removed his chosen people from their land. It says, Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their land, you see, when we did dwell there, they defiled it by their own way. Why? Going after these heathen gods, serving their gods, serving all these images and whatnot, these strange gods that don't even have hands, that don't even have eyes to see or hands to feel. You see? It said, and by their own doings, their way was before me as an uncleanness of a woman, of a removed woman, a woman that's on her period. Because during that time, when the woman was on her period, she had to leave the house and go out of the sanctuary, amongst the rest of the Israel, until her days of cleanliness are fulfilled. You know, so she was considered unclean. It said, wherefore I poured. It says, wherefore I poured my fury upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land, and for their idols wherewith they had polluted it. And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries according to the way and according to their doing. I judged them. See, we got judged, man. We did our time. We doing our time. We're here in so-called this place called America. We know it to be spiritual Egypt, spiritual Rome, right? We over here serving our time, serving our punishment. These were he scattered us throughout the whole four corners of the world for what? To serve out our punishment. You know? It says, and when they entered unto the heathen, whether they went, they profaned my holy name. When they said to them, these are the people of the Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawah Shai, and are going forth out of his land. But I had pity for mine holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen, whether they went. And see, the Lord took the spirit away from us. He closed it up. We was hidden. We didn't know who we were for a long period of time, until the times of until the times that it was over, when he brought Rabbi Baba Bivens back, you know, to wake up the people, man. To let us know who we were, to wake us up, wake up the elect. You know, now we call upon the true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, and his only begotten Son, Yahawah Shai. You know, we're starting to remember ourselves. Verse 22, therefore said, you see where it says Israel to be renewed for his name's sake. It says, therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus said the Lord, Yahawah thy power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sakes, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whether you went. See, he's not doing this for us. He's doing it for his name's sake. And I will sanctify my great name, which were profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahawah, said the Lord Yahawah thy power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. You see that, man? He's going to sanctify us. He's going to make us pure, man, in front of their eyes. He's going to raise up the elect up out of here, give us that new body. He's going to only save the elect. That's who all's going to get saved. So the 144,000 and the unnumbered multitude of men, women, and children of the Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians. And he's going to do that before their eyes. He's going to take down their kingdom that they calling over there, their land over there in Israel, and they're going to see that they're not the people. He said, "For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your land." You see that? That's how he's going to do it. He didn't say go beg the other nations and make a war and then somehow get them to promise to make Israel a state like these small hats did behind the scenes, the backdoor deals. He didn't say that. He said, "For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land." How is he going to do that when Yahawah cracks that sky with all of his angels and them 200,000 chariots, man? When the ICBM missiles coming down in World War III, he's going to take his elect up out of here. Those that are name is written in the book of life. And we know that's not going to take place until the MOTB comes out, and that is the RFID chip. And that's right around the corner. Beloved Elder Apostle Tahar did a video on that today. You know, he did a land back video from one of the brothers showing you how that they are the king of England. What's his name? Charles. He's making it mandatory over there, the digital currency. And so all of this is about to take place, man. And these other camps out there is not telling the people. They're not doing what Habakkuk chapter 2 says. They're not warning the people. They're not going on the highways and byways warning the people about this charagma, the mark. It's coming, and it's mandatory, and it's coming from this beast, Esau, Edom, and his government, including the small hats, the top banking families. They're pushing this new world order to why? To enslave all the people. Once they get them chipped, they're going to become Esau's slaves. But the elect is not going to take it, no matter what they do. If we have to go to prison, Lord willing, I want to be here when Yahawah comes. But if it's the Lord's will for, and all the brothers are going to say the same thing. If it's our will if it's the Lord's will to go to prison, if it's the Lord's will for we to be beheaded for this truth, then so be it. But the elect ain't gonna sit there, ain't gonna take that chip, man. We rather die. You might as well go ahead and sharpen up that whatever you got for me, man, or whatever prison. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not boasting about it, but that's what you have to think about when you come into this truth. You got to prepare your mind for what's going to happen. Like, this truth ain't nothing to play with. These devils coming down hard, man, because we coming with the truth, and the Lord has said He's gonna bear their thigh, make them shame their thigh. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, I mean we showing the shame of this devil, man, who he truly is, and that's what that lady was doing. She was shaming that reporter, like, who you think you are talking about? Does Israel has a right to exist or some shit like that? Like, what questions are you asking? Y'all do exist. Y'all are a state, but that doesn't give you the right to go and make another nation not to exist. Like, what are you talking about? Verse 24 again, "For I will take you from among the heathen." He said he's going to take us from among the heathen. How is he going to do that? He's going to beam us up into them chariots, the elect. And we're going to be changed, man, given that mortal body. You see that? And we're going to be in them chariots, looking down at America being destroyed, becoming a lake of fire, looking down at the angels in them ICBM missiles, fucking up this earth, destroying Esau, Edoms, and all these wicked nations. And guess who else? The wicked 2/3 of the Israelites gonna feel that fire, man. They gonna be dying in that burning fire. But at least the Israelites, the 2/3 gonna be born back into the kingdom. The so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indian, they gonna still inherit the kingdom. You know, through who? Through the elect. When we pop them, when we pop our women in the kingdom, we're gonna have wives, and we're gonna have virgin wives, young virgin wives, and we're gonna pop them, and they're gonna get pregnant the first time we pop them, and we have so many wives that guess what? We're gonna bring in all the elect, all the ones, the 2/3 that died. But when they come back, they're gonna be given that new body. The Lord said, "You're gonna take away their stony heart and give them a fleshly heart. You're gonna write His law, statutes, and commandments on it, and they ain't got to worry. None of us have to worry about sinning no more. We can't sin no more because we're gonna have an incorruptible body." Okay, it says, "Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I clean you." We just went over that. He gonna give us that body, that new body. You know, we ain't gonna be able to sin no more. We can't sin no more. So don't worry about, oh my God, I'm so wretched. You know, how am I? No, the Lord's gonna take care of all of that. Right now, it's all about the elect. We want the elect. We want to be a part of the elect to get up out of here. We don't want a part of that second death. All right. So now let's go to Exodus chapter 17, and we'll go right to the point, verse 14. "And Yahawah said unto Moses, Write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven." You see that? So the Lord gonna deal with Amalek, these small hats, man. He said, "I'm gonna utterly put out a remembrance of Amalek from under heaven." That's earth. You're gonna be put out. You're gonna be, listen, Amalek, small hats, enjoy yourself. Have fun. Like the elder apostles that had this week was saying, have your fun now. This is your time to shine. This is your heaven. But He's going to put you, the remembrance of you, when your time is almost up. You're going to be blotted out. You're not going to be here no more if you serve your 1,000 years. Let's Deuteronomy chapter 25 and verse 19. "Therefore it shall be, when Yahawah thy power have given thee rest from all thine enemies around about, and in the land which the Lord Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawah Shah thy power giveth thee for an inheritance, to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it." Y'all see that? So yeah, again he said, Amalek, man, after your Esau, Edom, after your 1,000 years of slavery, y'all gonna be taken up out of here. Y'all gonna be destroyed off the face of this earth. But He got a special thing for you, Amalek. You the wickedest out of all the Edomites. You the wickedest on the earth. The top banking families. Y'all the wickedest, small hat. The ones call themselves Jews but are not, but the synagogue of Satan. You the wickedest on this earth. The wicked. You the wicked of the wicked. You the wicked of the Edomites. You small hats. Let's get the book of Numbers, chapter 24. We're going to go to verse 20. "And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever." You see that? He the first. He's the chief tribe of Esau, Edom. He's the most intelligent, wise, the richest, empowered part of Edom. That's why he's the first, the top of the Edomites. "But his latter end shall be that he perish forever." So they over there quarreling with Ishmael, trying to get more of the land that they already stolen from the true Israelites, God's chosen people, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indian. But he didn't read this. "But his latter end shall be that he perishes forever." So this is just, you doing it in vain. All this fighting, you should be at a beach somewhere getting a tan enjoying. Actually, you should probably go to be in Alaska right now, absorbing the cold, absorbing, the feel of being cold. Because when we gonna have you out in that sun, buddy, you ain't gonna get no rest. You're not gonna feel no cool breeze. You ain't gonna feel the shade. You're not gonna feel no rest. Now let's go into Amalek. Let's go and prove that Amalek is a part of Edom. If you go to Genesis chapter 36, and you will read, it says Esau. Okay, verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Now you can go back and read Genesis 25 and 25, and you'll find out that Esau came out first, and he was red all over like a hairy garment. And the reason why he was called Esau, because he was red, because his blood showed forth through his skin. His father saw him and said, Ashashua, Ashashua. He is wasted away, or wasted away is he. Why? Because his blood shows forth through his skin. He didn't have no melanin in his skin. He's the only nation on this earth that doesn't have any type of melanin in their skin. None type. You can see the blood through their skin. You see? So he's not really a white. That's a social concept that they created, like Apostle Gabar always brings out. They created in the 1681. That's when they make that social concept of being called white, and that wasn't because of being racist thing. It was just because of social status, economics, and then later on, the next century is when it started to become, more of a racial thing. But at first it was just all about status, being, the rich. So it says, now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Now we're going to go down to verse 8. Okay? And this is where they were supposed to go. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. You see that? And that's where they were supposed to stay at. That was their allotted land. Mount Seir. They should have never came from the mountains, man. You Google Mount Seir, you see the way the architect of the buildings, the same way you see them everywhere Esau's government is across this world. The same type of architect work over in Rome, in America, in England, all over the Esau's government, even in Russia, France, Italy. The same type of building construction is the way you see it over there in Mount Seir, inside of those, that's carved inside those mountains, on side of those mountains. Verse 10. You know what? So what I'm going to do, so we see who Esau, he's the father of the Edomites. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. So Esau is the father of the Edomites. And we just said how when he was born, Esau was born red all over like a hairy garment. So let's go to 15. We're going to get right to it. It says, these are the dukes of the sons of Esau, the sons of Eliphaz, the first son of Esau. Duke Teman, Duke Omar, Duke Sevo, Duke Kenez, Duke Korah, Duke Gadam, and Duke Amalek. You see that? Duke Amalek. These are the dukes that came out of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. Now you go to the end of this chapter, it tells you again. It says, according to this, according to their habitations, in the land of their possession, he is Esau, the father of the Edomites. So these are all the list of Edomites, and you see that Amalek was one of his grandsons. You see? So the Lord said you got a special type of ass whooping coming, Amalek. This is Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 14. This is your vengeance. This is Salaki. This is your This is the vengeance that's going to be taken upon you. It says, I will lay this is the Lord speaking, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. Woo! And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, said the Lord Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You see that? So that's how you're going to go out. And that goes right along with Obadiah 1:18. We're going to all get a piece of you, boy. He said, we're going to get a piece of you. The vengeance is going to be upon you by the Lord's anger. He's going to put in us according to his fury. And you're going to know his vengeance, the way we're going to treat you for them 1,000 years. You're going to know it's the vengeance coming from the Lord, Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So enjoy yourself. You want to keep fighting for that land that's going to get burnt up anyway. Over there in Israel, it's going to get burnt up anyway. No matter what you do, it's going to get burned up. The Lord, Yahweh Shai, is going to burn it up, and ICBM is going to burn it up. And along with America, is going to get burned the fuck up. But guess what? The difference is America is not going to be rebuilt, but Israel will. And when it once it be rebuilt, you will be nowhere in the kingdom. You're going to be out there somewhere working hard, continual employment. So with that, I pray you was edified. Call Allah Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Hakadash. Pray you was edified. Shalom.